Through These Doors is sponsored by Shields.
Dear Santa, this year, please don't bother bringing those cute outfits. You know, the hot tops, designer jeans, snowboards, hockey or hunting gear. Mama Claus is on it. I got this.
Go on, go Shields!
I just checked the list and, oh, looks like I've been very good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the rankings around the nation right now. We don't look too much into that, but we do have this set of rankings here that we do care a lot about, and some of the guys are already getting pretty heated about them, so these are the rankings we really care about. Yeah, we take a lot of stock into these. We're always trying to move up. I don't know if the number 1 seed's moving anytime soon, but...
Who's the number 1 seed?
Lil Schmaltz.
With Thanksgiving behind them, cold weather here to stay, and snow falling, it was back to the Ralph for the North Dakota men's hockey team. UND hosted Omaha in the hard-fought weekend between two of the NCHC's hottest teams. Gage Osmus started things off for UND, sending a puck through traffic that deflected off the post and a UNO player.
Parks is set up in front. Osmus open. Oh, they hit the post and they jam it in.
But 30 seconds later, the Mavericks responded, tying it up and taking some of the wind out of UND.
It'll go to Mark McMillan, and there's an answer for the Mavs.
Omaha took the lead later in the second.
Sit down, lets it go, and he scores!
But Nick Schmaltz, who returned to the lineup after sitting with an injury, tied it up in the third.
Far wall and Snuggerud in control for the Mavs. Nearly stolen away from Johnson. He does to Nick Schmaltz, and he scores!
The game ended in a tie, and UND went to a shootout for the first time in NCHC history, with the winner getting an extra point in the standings. North Dakota was stopped 3 times in a row, while Omaha's Dominic Zombo was not, leaving UND with a bad taste after Friday.
We didn't come here for a tie, so I guess you can look at it however you want.
Although it wasn't officially a loss, it felt like it.
No, it definitely feels like a loss. We're definitely not satisfied with that, with the tie, or definitely not a shootout loss either. So it definitely feels like a loss. It's tough.
UND bounced back quickly on Saturday night. Jordan Schmaltz and Mark McMillan scored goals in the first period.
It was when North Dakota's power play began its struggle. Now Kajula, Jordan Schmaltz, and he scores! Snuggerud on the end wall. Kajula in to help out. It comes to McMillan, the backhander, he scores!
UND was able to battle and grind its way to a victory. The key goal came from senior captain Steph Patton late in the second period.
To Patton. Patton is in shorthanded. He scores! Wow. Are you kidding me? What a rocket by Stephon Patton.
Goalie Zane McIntyre closed things out in the third period, coming up with a number of big saves to preserve a 3-2 win.
I think we counter-attacked and even pushed the pace opening series or opening drop of the puck and just kind of went from there. So hats off to our D-core getting the puck out of zone and making some big blocks too. That really helped myself out and obviously led to a big team win.
With one semester nearly in the books, the UND freshman class have adjusted well to college life.
We're heading to public speaking. I'm acing it. I'm pretty good at public speaking, not bad, but
I think I'm doing all right.
One of my more talents.
It's definitely a hard class. Kind of prepare yourself to speak in front of a group of people, especially when you're not very good with speaking in front of people.
You gotta drain out what people think about you and just be yourself. Just go out there and give your speech. I mean, like throughout the semester, this class has kind of been like a speech every week or every other week, but we got a lot of our speeches down at the beginning, so not too much work here.
A lot of time management helps out at the end of the year. I think we only have 1 or 2 finals this year, so it's not horrible.
The 6 newcomers come from a variety of backgrounds.
Austin Pagansky, he's good, laid back kind of guy, so always hanging out in the room with him, so it's pretty fun.
It also helps that 2 are locals, with Johnny Simonson from Grand Forks and Tucker Pullman from East Grand Forks.
Yeah, it is a little bit easy. Like, it's easier because I mean, if I want to go home and do my laundry, I can do that, or if I want a home-cooked meal, I can go home. You know, maybe like once or twice a week if I really want to, but so I guess it's a little bit easier. I don't know. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, me and the big diesel here, the young bucks.
I know me, Schmally, and Pogo kind of hang out down here. There's kind of some sketchy business that goes up in 201. Trev's wandered that way recently, and he's kind of starting to change, so it kind of worries me. But I know me, Schmally, and Pogo hang out down here, play Xbox, but I'm not really sure what goes on up there.
What he's talking about, it's a ridiculous statement.
we get our homework done up there.
I don't know, we go and do our homework and do responsible things, and
it's nice to go to Squires.
Yeah.
And
I like
there's obviously a ton of people at Squires. It's nice to talk to people and I don't know, see people you know in there.
Yeah.
Off the ice, much of the group will hang out together in residence halls, studying or relaxing.
This is Pogo is so yeah. What are you gonna get, Pogo?
Oh, chick. What are you going
Chick? I'm gonna go with my my traditional cereal. I don't really like to dig into much.
Schmally's Apple Jacks, traditional.
Sure, D.
I always get free Pebbles. It's standard for me.
Not really good. I've had that a few times. I mean, it'll get the job done, but it's alright. I'd probably go with that roasted corn.
Tradi means tradition, like what you do on a weekly basis, like what you do every week, like something you do all the time. That's tradi.
Kind of like a ritual.
Yeah, a ritual. That's tradi.
Pasta tradi. They always have pasta at night, a little melon in the bowl, chicken, taters, and green beans.
All tradi.
It's a good night at Squires.
UND will need its freshmen to continue to develop this weekend. With a win and a tie, North Dakota is the new #1 team in the nation. With only 3 losses through its first 15 games this season, UND sits on top the poll for the first time since April 2011. But for this team, being #1 in December is not the goal.
It's obviously some national praise there, but I think, looking at the big picture, I think we're number 9 or something in the pairwise. So I think that's what guys tend to look at there instead of the national polls.
I think normally this year we're kind of scrambling for our lives, so it's kind of a little bit different to be in a position of strength. And I don't know, it's kind of cool, but obviously it doesn't really mean too much. So
North Dakota hosts Lake Superior State on Friday and Saturday at the REA. As we've learned throughout the early part of the season, non-conference games are especially important when it comes to the national picture.
Biggest thing in college hockey is just any team can beat anyone on every night, and the fact that we've been successful with beating first of all non-conference teams, but also maybe teams we should be beating has been good for us, just pairwise mainly, and I think maybe confidence-wise too.
A lot of times in the years past, we kind of started off and obviously maybe guys weren't as established in their roles and we're playing as well. This year we kind of hit the ground running and took care of the teams that we needed to, and now we're kind of coming into the meat of our schedule where we're going to be playing really good teams, so it's good to kind of be established playing here.
The Lakers are in the middle of the WCHA standings and will be an interesting matchup for UND, as the teams have only met for one other series in 1973.
Almost 40 years now since this team we've played Lake Superior, so unfamiliar faces, kind of unfamiliar team, but I think the biggest thing is just we're gonna have to play our game, and our preparations we have to do the same way for us to do that.
I think, before any season starts, you look at who your non-conference games are, and those are the biggest games of the year, especially heading into the pairwise and like the national tournament perspective. So, you gotta get every game, whether it's non-conference or conference play, and these are our two big games coming up.
Obviously, a loss would affect our rankings, and a win would help them. So, I think every game's important in our league, non-conference or conference. So we have a mindset of going out there trying to get 2 wins this weekend, and we've got to do that on Friday first.
I think every team we've played in the WCHA plays really hard, and it's never an easy game at all, so we don't take these guys lightly at all. I'm sure they're going to be a really hard team to play against.
I actually have a buddy who plays on Lake State. I played with him my senior year on Little Caesars, and I know they don't have the greatest record this year, but still definitely a team that we can't take lightly. So I know they're like a hard-working team. We're gonna have to bring our game.
Biggest thing is just we got to keep winning games and get atop of that pairwise. So because that's the biggest thing, national tournament at the end of the year, and that's our goal. So like I said, we got to keep winning games, and this non-conference series this weekend is big for that.
Not the healthiest of meals. I try to eat pretty healthy. These things are real good. A few of those.